People think how younger I am. Hi, I am Coote and I am 18.
Christopher is hilarious. He's very funny. He's into wrestling and video games and the computer, and he loves Skylanders. He's an all-around happy kid.
And I'm about to come up to a big monster with you. That big worm is big. He's from outer space. And it's from the dark element. Dark Cat is a ninja. This here is Wolfgang, the bowslinger type sensei.
18-year-old Christopher has a form of dwarfism so rare that it only affects 1 in every 250,000 births worldwide.
When Christopher was born, he looked like a perfectly healthy baby. He was 8 pounds, 5 ounces. It wasn't until he was about 18 months old that they started to notice skeletal deformities, knock knees, his feet turning, his chest. He has a sunken in chest and his rib cage kind of flares out. They at first thought that he had Sanfilippo syndrome. But it wasn't Sanfilippo, it was Morquio. Morquio syndrome, which also goes by the name mucopolysaccharidosis type 4A, which is why they call it Morquio syndrome, because he wants to say all that. It's a lysosomal storage disease. The children are missing an enzyme that is required for the breakdown of sugar molecules.
Unluckily for Christopher, he has all the symptoms of Morquio syndrome, which, amongst other things, meant he's lost the ability to walk due to skeletal abnormalities.
He stopped walking when he was around 6 or 7. It was difficult because of the deformities. He had a little hard time making friends because he was already shy, and then he couldn't run and play with the other kids.
And does being small ever affect your confidence, or?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yes, he did have to deal with bullying. He was pretty miserable there. So we withdrew him and we homeschooled him.
Well, now that I'm homeschooled, I'm okay with that.
But it wasn't just Christopher who was born with his rare form of dwarfism. His 2 younger sisters also have the condition.
To have one child with Morquio is extremely rare. Morquio syndrome only occurs in 1 in 300,000 births in the United States. And once you have one with Morquio, you have a 1 in 4 chance. And we have 3. I think that it has been easier for the girls than it was for Christopher because they don't seem to have some of the issues that he's had. Like the enlarged organs, theirs are still normal sized. Ember and Ashton are both extremely happy children, and they're like best friends. They're always playing together. Oh, the biggest challenge of having 3 children with Morquio syndrome, I would say, is all of the hospital visits.
All 3 children have had to have numerous surgeries due to their condition, as well as taking a multitude of medicine every week to help with the symptoms.
This is the closet where we keep the kids' medical supplies. They receive a shipment once a month of medical supplies. So we've got their Sharpies container for all of their needles. And then the top has the IV bags and saline solution and Tegaderm and just all the supplies that the nurses need that they use on a daily basis. And their medication has to be refrigerated.
How often do they have the medication?
This medication, Christopher takes 10 vials a week. Amber takes 6 and Ashlyn takes 5. It is based on weight. And with it, they take a pre-med of Benadryl and Tylenol. The Benadryl is to help in the event of an allergic reaction, and the Tylenol is to keep them from getting a fever. And Amber, she's more of a diva, and Ashlyn is she's very shy. Christopher, he's a character all by himself. He really is. Very funny and very stubborn. And you would think with an attitude like that, he'd be a lot bigger.
Come on.
Don't smack me in the bacon.
But once he gets somebody to sit down and talk to him about his video games, you know, he's in heaven. That's what he loves.